Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled, Can One Blow Shofar If It's going to Cause His Lips to Bleed? Part 2. In the first year we saw that if it's not inevitable, it may or may not cause the lips to bleed, even if there's a good chance. He already did 3-4 rooms in the hospital and they're starting to crack, but there's no bleeding yet. He could go to the next room because Rav Shlomo Zalman says that's davash einu mitkavein. It's not intentional, and you don't necessarily know it will happen if there's a good chance. But what happens if I know already I'm up to the 6th room, I blew in the 6th room, my lips are bleeding. I wash them off, I clean them off, but I know it's going to happen the next time I blow. My lips are sensitive. It's been a long day of blowing and doing mitzvot. So now I have a case where I'm causing a Chabala Chovel, Dam, which in the Siman Shin Ted Zayin in the Shulchan Aruch, Mishnah Berurah Chaf Ted says that's Chovel. So what do I do in such a case? So you'll say, well, I can't do, I can do an Aveira so that I can help people do a mitzvah. It doesn't sound simple. We know there's a famous term, mitzvah baba Aveira. There's a mitzvah that comes from one's Aveira. We don't do that. You can't sin in order to go ahead and help someone do a mitzvah. That's normally the rule of thumb. So what do we say here? So in terms of psak, a person would have to go ask a shaila, but in theory, there are some interesting approaches here. In Shin Lamed Zayin, in the Shulchan Aruch talks about cleaning the house, sweeping the floors, and it says there you could bring things on the floor, roll things on the floor, drag things on the floor if it's not inevitable. But what if it's something heavy which is inevitable? So that's a problem. The only thing is the Mishnah Berurah there and the Shar Tzion, Ot Bet. So in Shin Lamed Zayin in Shulchan Aruch, Ot Bet, the Shar Tzion talks about what if you have Trei Drabanan and Davar She'einu Mitkavein and a Psik Raisha. So let's say that's not a normal way to plow a floor by dragging a chair. And yes, it's a heavy chair, it's going to make a hole in the floor. But it's not a normal way to do it, and it's makalkel, and I don't want a hole. It's just a malacha that may in a field, it might be a real malacha, but by me it's negative. I don't want it. So you have 2 drabanan. Since it's makalkel, I don't want this. That's a drabanan. And since it's not the normal way to do it, that's another drabanan. It's 2 drabanans I'm doing by dragging the heavy chair, even though I know it's going to cause I'm going to make the hole in the ground. So the Mishnah Berurah does say the possibility that a 2 drabanans, and I'm not even intending it. I just want to drag the chair. So it's a davash einu mitkavein. I'm not intending it, but there's an inevitable result, and that result is a violation of 2 drabanans, meaning it's makalkel, and it is not the normal way to do the malacha. So the Shar Tzion does talk about the possibility, but maybe that would be mutter. So there is a svara to say that over here, not a normal way to cause a wound, and I don't want the wound, obviously. There's 2 drabanan malachas I'm doing. Davash einu mitkavein. I don't have that intention. I certainly don't want it to happen. So it's true, it's a psik reisha. But maybe there's a svara to say. And the other source, that it would be mutter. And the other source is in Shin Tet Zayin also. The Mishnah Berurah talks about when I'm trapping flies, about the possibility there also in Shin Tet Zayin on Sif Gimel, Mishnah Berurah, Tet Vav and Tet Zayin and the Shar Tzion Yud Chet, there say the same idea that sometimes you can have a 2 drabanans, and if it's a davash that was coming that in intend, then it's not, even though it's a psik reisha, it may be mutar. And over here, we may have 2 drabanans that I'm violating, and I don't intend it, and he has an additional factor that we don't have in Shin Tet Zayin and in Shin Lamed Zayin. We have the fact that I'm doing this for a mitzvah. So this is a fascinating discussion. And of course, Lamaisa, a person would have to talk to a posek, but that would be a possible avenue to matter such a thing. It's just be a theoretical discussion, but this case and this svara and this halacha could have some ramifications in different places. Shalom.